Nicola here with REE Medical. I am the outreach specialist, and I am so excited today to have Paul Garwood on with me to talk about his experience. He worked with REE Medical, went through our process, and he is super excited to just share about his experience from start to finish with REE Medical and everything that's sort of transpired since then. So welcome, Paul. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So first of all, would you mind just telling a little bit about yourself, which branch of service, even though we can pretty tell already what you were in,
Is
but
there
just
any
a
other
little bit about
service?
yourself and where you served and anything you would like to share about your time in the service.
Wow. That's a loaded question. Well, went in the Marine Corps. I enlisted in the Marine Corps in January '93. Pretty much I was stationed on Camp Pendleton out West Coast. Been all over. I've been done a lot, a lot. Been overseas quite a bit, couple wars. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about myself. It's just had a good time in the Marine Corps, but most of all, that there's ups and downs like anything else, right?
Of course.
Seen a lot of bad things, had a lot of good times. I don't know.
No, that's a great start.
Most of my time was served out on the West Coast at Camp Pendleton.
Okay. And how long did you serve for?
Well, total time in service was 16 years and 7 months.
That's
I'm
incredible.
still kind of serving today, but I'm just in a different form where I'm more of a civilian working for the government. I'm still in the fight because I manage the tank for the Army. And so my main concern now in life is to make sure that everything that the field needs, I help get them the parts and whatnot to keep them up and running.
That is awesome. Wow. Thanks for sharing that. And now, during your time in the service,
Mhm.
kind of what's led you to learn about REE, sign up with REE. Were you injured when you were in the service? Did you try to go through the disability process on your
Right.
own?
So yeah, obviously being in the service, I'm not one to take anything lightly. So I do things full steam and hurt myself quite a bit. Have some not really bad ailments, but ailments I guess, are not normal to the average person, right?
Absolutely.
Um, Knee problems, shoulder problems, wrist problems, head problems, a lot of things going on. So typically when you get out of the Marine Corps or any service, you hear, hey, claim disability with the VA, and then you'll get a service connected rating or a non-service connected rating, whatever they want to approve, right? Or deny.
Right.
So I did that like anybody else and kind of got laughed at the first time. Second time I appealed and got going again, and they gave me a rating of a certain percentage, and to me I was that's it. Right.
Yeah.
So you constantly fight the VA and say, hey, no, I'm really messed up here, or I can't breathe, I need, so you get a higher rating, and then you appeal that, and then they kind of just turn you away, and as years click by, you kind of stop climbing that mountain, you just forget about it. And
Absolutely.
for me, I had a buddy tell me about it. And he was kind of funny. He's like, Garwood, I got you. He's like, just do what I say. Call Nicola at REE Medical and you'll be set. And she'll
I
help
love it.
you. My buddy Scott Gatto, I've known him for a long time. He runs a nonprofit called Reunite the Fight. And that's who got me started in it.
We love Scott. Scott's a
That's when I
great
met
guy.
you. And
And that's how we met.
yeah.
Exactly. Now, would you mind sharing? So, when you went through that process, how long, was it several months, several years? How long until you first got like your initial rating?
From the VA, not
Mhm.
dealing with you guys, right?
Correct.
All right. Wow. Let me go back. So I would say 2 years before I got an initial rating.
Okay. And then when you got that rating, did you apply
I had
like
to appeal it.
afterwards?
Yeah, I appealed it because I
Okay.
felt there was more.
Right.
And then I ended up doing like a sleep study that a lot of servicemen women do. Did that. A matter of fact, I was driving down to the VA like anybody else, and my back wheel fell off the back end of my truck.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
broke down and I was on the side of the road and I missed the appointment and they denied my claim
Because of that. Oh
because
my
of the accident.
gosh.
I had called them and said, "Hey, I'm on the side of the freeway." They kind of flipped me off and gave me the bird and said, "Sorry," and sent me a letter saying, "Because of a missed appointment, we're denying your claim." So I had to
Oh my
appeal that.
goodness.
So it took another, 2, 3, 4 years to get that settled.
Okay. So it was
And
a
once
few
that got
years
settled,
then when you
so
appealed
it went,
it.
yeah, I mean, we're looking at 6, 7, 8 years.
Okay. Prior, obviously, to
Yep,
using RE. Wow.
yep.
Okay.
No,
Now,
wait, no, 13 years before I called you.
oh my
Now I
gosh.
remember. Yeah, because it just happened, and I
Right.
started this in 2010.
Okay, so then from the time when Scott had referred you, what was sort of your, initial impression? Like, I'm sure I know you'd kind of shared with me, prior you'd heard of companies like ours
Right,
or other things, and pro and cons and different experiences.
right.
So when Scott had kind of approached you, and anybody else, what was sort of your, initial thought of going through this,
I
of
Yeah,
re?
I trusted it because I saw the proof.
Mhm.
So, knowing that Scott and a couple buddies went through it, I'm like, "Really? Justin did it? Really? This guy did it? Okay." So, when after I called you and left a message and then you had called me back, I mean, immediately, you asked for my compensation letter, and I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see." Right? So so I just kinda kicked back and, waited and then started going through
Right.
the process, and I for me, everything happened fast, and yeah, I was kind of thinking, "Is this another, you know, company or unit trying to get the vet's money?" And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Well, if Scott did it, I can just if it goes wrong, I'll just go put him in a trunk." But, for me, I was like, "You know what? It Let's just do it and just wait." So I trusted I kinda I trusted, but I just kinda was on edge a little bit and was like,
Totally. Cautiously optimistic.
right, yeah, exactly. I was just, we'll just wait."
Right.
Hear people going, "Oh, it's been 8 months. Oh, it's been this." No.
Right.
Me, I just kicked back and just trusted if I had a question, I would call, one of your girls or my case manager, I think it's called, Rachel.
Rachel,
I
yep.
I would call Rachel, "Hey, I have a question," and she would answer them.
That's wonderful. So, okay, and I think probably helped too knowing that you had Scott and a couple other friends who
Yeah,
were involved in the process and who'd gone through everything.
right.
I'm sure that is helpful.
So I've led a couple handful of friends through the process myself, and they're, sending me cards, sending me, saying thanks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's just for them, it didn't feel real, right? At first, and what we had to do, and I guess painless. They give you
Right.
options to go and how to work with them. And for me, it was painless. So I've helped some other guys out, and we're just spreading the wealth. And I would, if I was to say do it or don't do it, I would say 100% do it. Um, you guys really have everybody's back, and it's apparent because my friends are getting it now and getting their disabilities, taken care of. So
And you've sent a lot of your fellow veteran friends and coworkers to us. So thank you.
yeah,
And
more's
now
coming too. We got
awesome.
more
We love
coming.
to
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah.
Now, what was your, I have to ask, when you finally did receive your decision letter from the VA, you received your decision from the VA, what was your initial impression?
I was in shock because as a vet, you're going into your e-benefits and you're checking your rating and you're waiting for that day for you
Right.
to see your rating change or get the middle finger again, which a lot of us are used to. For me, I almost broke the table with my fist because I was so happy. And then I had like a moment driving down the street in my truck and I just screamed like I don't even know what I screamed. I probably can't say it. But and then I don't even drink alcohol and someone gave me a shot and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
well, that was horrible, but okay. So now I was just very excited. For me, it's life changing.
Right.
Just for the little things that matter, it just changes everything. Uh,
Absolutely. Oh
and
man,
it and
what a
it
cool
just
experience.
cements the fact that I made the right decision to go with REE Medical, and the people that were put in my way were helping me and not trying to screw me.
Well, and especially after 13 years total, that I would
Yeah.
imagine receiving something like that, you just
Mhm.
like pinch yourself, like you said,
Yeah,
you
for
don't
sure.
believe it. So,
Yeah, it was
and
cool.
I'll have to ask, so anybody who is watching this, that is curious about learning more about our services, about the process, maybe on the fence about signing up, is there any advice or encouragement that you would like to share, with those veterans?
Think and do it. Get out of your closet. Just do it. I mean,
Just do it.
I would say get out of your bubble and just do it. You really have nothing to lose. My experience with REE Medical was simply, this is what we can do for you. Are you in or not?
Mhm.
And you just got
That's
to just take a leap and just do it, because everything else has failed. So
mhm.
go for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time and just sharing a bit about yourself and your experience with REE. We're so happy that you went through the process, received your rating from the VA.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's awesome.
And thank you for help, spreading the word and referring your other friends.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'll be doing more.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you. And we will talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.